Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. So before we get started, don't forget we are still running our giveaway for the month of June. So if you want to be with the chance to win yourself that Avenger Invictus model with the cool blue and gold paint colours and awesome amounts of insurance, all you need to do is comment on this and every video in the month of June for your chance to win. And don't forget, every unique video that you comment on will be one more chance to win. So get commenting. And don't forget, if you want to sign up to our Discord, that's always an option. We're there to chat to you, and you will also get an additional entry into the giveaway. So it's definitely worth doing. Now we hope to see you there. And that's it. So let's get started. Okay, so first up we've got a post from Kudos, and it says, NPC Crew, does anyone even care? And the long and short of this is Kudos is a solo player, but obviously, you know, he's hoping to be able to have some sort of a robust NPC crew for the future. But he had this opinion that no one else seemed to care about NPC crews. But there is an edit to this post, so I'm assuming he's read a bunch of these replies and realised that yes, everyone is actually waiting. For some reason, we're just a lot more patient with this than everything else. Basically. Yeah. But you know, we definitely want it. Definitely 100%.
Yeah. I think everyone's kind of looking forward to seeing it. The problem is they can't even get the AI in the game to walk straight at the moment. So getting an NPC to fly your ship or man one of your turrets is, it's not a near dream. It's a far, far dream.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The thing that worries me is it's either going to go one of two ways. If they did it now, you would either have the most janky AI, like all of the AI that just stand on chairs or like walk into walls, or you'd have essentially aimbots. That would, you know, they need to find that happy medium where it acts like a player, so it can miss. There's percent chances for everything, you know. It's complicated. We definitely do. Everyone wants to see it, and I mean, anyone who's got a ship with more than one seat definitely wants it, because just having someone, if you're a solo player, along for the ride is cool, even if they're not doing much. The one thing I don't want to see, or I do want to see, but only if they make it so expensive that you really gonna have to want this, is like he said, to have, you know, like one player with like a flotilla of ships around them. It would be nice if, like, you're mining, you could hire an NPC to man like an Avenger and protect you. But the one thing you don't want is to have one dude who's really rich and he's got like an entire fucking armada just following him around space on his own. You know what I mean? I don't know, where do you draw the line with this NPC crew?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I can't remember if they said that wingman was actually going to be a thing or not. I forget now. But yeah, you're right. I mean, if they let you do that kind of thing, then it could get out of hand really quickly. And you could end up with one of these flotillas going around just completely NPC and one human player in the middle of it. It gets a bit ridiculous. Maybe there'll be a limit to how many you can hire, but then that would kind of feel a bit artificial. I'm not sure, really. I think there's a lot of things, because knowing CIG, they would probably want to get the NPCs in with the majority of the functionality at the same time. So you'd have to have all the mechanics for feeding them and paying them and, I don't know, wiping their ass when they go on the toilet. I don't know, but yeah, I could see them wanting to put as much in as they can, and that is just a long way off.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, he says it, you know, like Salvage, if enough people, you know, constantly asking about it, you know, maybe the devs will have a look. But I don't think that this is something we really need to push for. This is something they desperately want, because it will open up the game so much bigger than what it is now, for people who own things like a Carrack. Because, you know, anyone who owns that ship knows that it is not a solo ship, and unless you've got friends, you are going to need at least one or two NPC, if not four NPC crew, you know. So it's essential, and they know that. They know it's essential, especially now they're bringing out great big, you know, like capital size ships and whatnot. It is essential. So yeah, I don't think it'll get forgotten. I just think, yeah, like you said, it's a hell of a long way off, and I think we're just gonna have to be really patient on this one. Cool, so next up we've got a post from Kraken, and it says, Drake needs to be defined by its strengths, like all other manufacturers, not by its flaws. And I'll give you a very, very brief rundown. So when CIG define each manufacturer, they're always highlighting something positive. So you've got Aegis Dynamics, ex-military ships, so it's like powerful military. You've got Anvil Aerospace, it's like modern and, you know, like heavily armoured and stuff like that. And then you've got the MISC type ships, should I say, being like big industrial armoured, you know, and so on and so forth. And then you've got Drake, which is basically, yeah, they're cheap and nothing really works. Which is just really unfair, but hilarious, and that's why I own a Drake.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, this kind of argument's been going around a while, I think. He's got some valid points here. Drake really are only known for the kind of cheap side of ships, and well, that's, you know, it's good for people that, I don't know, want to throw a bit of cash at the game, want another ship. What's a good one? I know, the Cutty Black. It can pretty much do anything, and it's not massively expensive. Yeah, which is great. But Drake ships as a whole do kind of lack a strength, really. The Buccaneer's got a bunch of guns on it, which is great, but it can't really take much of a hit. No. And that's about it, really. Yeah, and I mean, he's right in kind of, because there's it goes on, by the way, people, you should definitely read the post, because he shows a little bit where John Crew is basically saying that generally Drake ships are either upgunned or more maneuverable to offset their lower armor, etc, etc. But I think that's kind of partly true and partly not, and I think that you kind of have to look at it on a whole. The problem is that people always look at a ship and then they go super scientific and they go, but that does less damage than that. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, but if you add it to all the other things that ship can do, it is kind of upgunned. And I think that the Cutlass Black specifically, I loved flying that ship because it was a beast. It really was good in combat. Even though it couldn't take much of a hit, it really gave a good hit. And if you were on target enough, you could take out things much bigger than you should have been able to, I think. I know that'll probably get tweaked, and probably has been tweaked since I last flew one, but yeah, I don't think they're as bad as people say. But yes, paper thin armor, check. I think you're kind of right on both your points here. Like a lot of the Drake ships were kind of developed at different stages in the game development, so yeah, certain things have changed, and really they could probably do with updating at some point. I know the Cutlass was kind of revamped recently, and that's, I would say the Cutlass is kind of the exception, because like your other point is that it's not just about the firepower or the combat ability, it's about everything that the ship can do. Yeah. And the Cutlass Black is probably one of the best all-round ships in the game at the moment. Yeah, it can't take many hits, but it can apply itself to pretty much any job you try and throw it at. Yeah, jack of all trades, and as you know, jack of all trades generally not as strong at any one, but really pretty competent at all of them, and that is really what makes the Cutlass class of ship just a really good ship. Because it's just good at most things. And I mean, you know, they've got things here, you know, like the Caterpillar. I can't really speak much for the Caterpillar and losing its firepower, now that it's like, you know, when it went to flight ready and all the other things that they removed from it, because I've never really had much time in one. And the Buccaneer, I mean, we both agreed was pretty crap. Yeah, nice amount of guns, but that was about it. Yeah, and I mean, he calls it a glass cannon. I mean, it really, really was pretty bad when it come to combat. It, you know, it could dole out again. It could dole out a hit,
but not like the Cutlass, in that the Cutlass could kind of had a good 50-50 mix, because it could take a hit. I mean, I've been in some serious fights with that Cutlass and come out and thought I shouldn't have survived that, you know. Yeah, and I mean, then we got the Corsair, which is yet to be seen, but again, it's going to be paper thin, no doubt. And you know, apparently, it does have decent firepower, but obviously, I mean, do you know much about the spec of the Corsair?
Not off the top of my head, no. I don't really pay much attention to the concept briefs because they always end up changing anyway.
That's the problem, is that I normally take everything they say with a pinch of salt, because, I mean, if we're going by what they've put out, then, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be that brilliant at combat, to be honest. But again, I mean, you know, it's a Drake ship. There you go. We've gone back to the original point, which is, you know, you go, circle. But it's a Drake ship.
Yeah, I think the Corsair is going to do some decent damage, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's as big as a Constellation. So again, it's not, if you're going up against a fighter, a medium fighter or something, you're not going to have the greatest of days, just because of the size of the ship. Yeah. As for the Caterpillar, yeah, I'm with you. They're talking about he had some guns lost. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, does it really need them? It's meant to be a freighter. Does it need loads of guns? Probably not. No. And is there such thing really as an undergunned freighter? Because you really should just be protecting your freighter. Maybe pick a different ship. I don't know. It's a bit odd. I mean, I think he's right at the beginning. He says at the bottom, you know, this could all can only be fixed if CIG rethink how they define Drake. The problem is that is really what Drake is. It's the charm of Drake. It's the fact that it is this kind of no nonsense, thrown together kind of feel of a ship, but that actually does really well. It's kind of like you know, when you see these these manufacturers who make, let's say, like a sports car, and no one's ever heard of them, and they just go, look, I'm just gonna bolt some shit together and we'll see what happens, and it turns out really good. And everyone's surprised. That's kind of Drake in a way, kind of, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's part of their charm, and I think if they change that, they might lose their charm. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. Okay, so next up we've got a post from someone called Noobifier. Yeah, who's that? Yeah, I don't know. And it says, "Is it time for a better new player experience?" So this is one of their videos transcripts that they post here every now and then, if it's, you know, sensible, and it is. I mean, it's a really, really sensible long read, so I recommend you guys read it. But the kind of the gist of it is that the kind of the new player experience for buying your first ship, your starter ship, or maybe even your first upgrade ship is confusing, overly confusing, and made worse when they continually change what you can and can't buy, how much things are, what they come with. 1 minute it's got, you know, 120 months of insurance, the next it's literally got 1 month, you know, these sorts of things where you can never be too sure next week what they're going to have in the store. And what he's saying is basically make it simple, you know, get rid of all these, you know, starters with all these different random stuff, and just have, you know, an Aurora MR starter war bond, which gives you, you know, some money, 120 years of insurance, years. Do it. I want 1.6 billion years insurance. You know, basically that sort of thing. Starter packages that make sense and don't change. You know, it would make it so much easier for new people. I mean, I think that's a bloody good idea, and I mean, I suppose that's why a lot of people listen to him. yeah, I've got to agree with him. The store page is a complete mess. It has been for a long, long time. It gets even worse when you start factoring in CCUs or upgrades, whatever you want to call them. Buyback tokens, store credit, war bond. New players that are looking at this are just thinking, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, he puts it really well at the end here. He says, CIG tells us LTI isn't important, yet they make it a big deal.
Yeah.
The new player shouldn't ever be put in a situation where they feel like they made the wrong choice and feel bad. And I couldn't agree more. And I know that there are people who have made the wrong decision and then had to then spend more money to put that decision right, and or waited 1 week too long and then couldn't get what they wanted for the money they wanted. And it's just, it's stupid and unfair, and they need to sort it out.
Yeah, definitely. It's also quite interesting that the moderators decided to kind of cut some of the text out of this post.
Yeah.
And Tomo's coming in there with the shame CIG mods feel the need to edit posts all the time.
Yeah, the real Tomo, speaking for the everyman.
Speaking the truth.
Damn right. Yeah, it is, and it's my first swear word of the night. Fucking disgraceful, the moderation of this lately. What I would like to see, actually, I don't think Noobifier watches our videos, but if you watch our videos, Noobifier, do me a favour, send me the entirety of this script. I'd love to post it on our Discord just so people can actually hear everything that you said.
Well, I mean, you can't just watch the video.
Watch the video, I suppose. Some people haven't got time to watch videos on YouTube. Oh no. please continue to watch. But yeah, it's mad. It's mad, and I'm gonna watch it now actually, and I'm gonna be interested to see what they've cut out. I bet you it's just anything that outright says, CIG, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
Just cut that bit out. Cool, so last up we've got a post from Smash Brown, and it says, the hype from last year versus the reality. So Smash Brown has just finished watching the Citizencon 2019 summary from Morphologist. Apparently he was bored. And he's kind of broken down all the things that they hyped, all the things that were like, look what's coming, and, really the reality is far from it. Although I think we're maybe a little too soon to be saying that these things aren't coming or haven't arrived, because a lot of this wasn't like, you're going to get it next month, but I definitely agree. So it's quite a long list. I'll just pick off some random ones. So he's got here, why have we still got sub-Skyrim levels of NPC behaviour? Which is true. And he says it's an embarrassment when friends see this. And we had, you guys hopefully will remember, we did that review of a noob plays Sky Citizen. Star Rimmerson. And he found it laughable, the NPC stuff in this, with people just sort of standing on benches and doing Blair Witch in the corner. So yeah, it is embarrassing. Was Pyro even remotely real?
No.
Basically,
that's the end of that.
They did that. Yeah, they did that with ArtCorp. They've now done it with Pyro, and I'm sure that the next thing, the gas giant thing, they'll probably show us something fancy about that soon, and that will all be fake as well. So yeah, so frustrating. So if it isn't real and isn't ready, don't show us.
Yeah, basically.
Show us it when it's done. So yeah, how far off is True Socks and iCash? iCash is a swear word at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, technically we should have socks by now, shouldn't we?
Well, yeah, we've got it, but yeah. There's a lot of things on this list which, I mean, he's right. You look at the last CitizenCon demo, and there's, I don't know, maybe 50% of the things that were shown in that we still don't have any idea when we're going to get them.
Yeah.
They also said that Theatres of War was going to be coming out at I think it was the first 2 quarters of the year.
Yeah.
Yep, no sign of that yet. Still in testing. Is Salvage really another year or so out? Yep, You're right. Quanta. Well, I didn't actually say when we'd get that, but you would have thought we might have seen something about it by now. Yeah.
If they're going to put that in, then it's going to be eased in gently, I would imagine, because that's going to be a hell of a system. So there
is a very long list, and it just goes to show that CIG's usual CitizenCon demo is, it doesn't tell us the near future ever. It always tells us the far future.
Yeah, it always feels just that little bit faked. Do you know what I mean? And I understand it from their perspective because, so long as they do actually deliver all this stuff, because that's going to be the big thing, is if they can't deliver half this stuff, then that is when their promises are going to start to mean shit to everyone, so they really need to make sure that they deliver this stuff. But that is the problem with doing what they do, where they kind of they really overhype certain features, which maybe they're not even 50% done perfecting yet. You think, I would have waited.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just seems it seems like maybe they need to. Yeah, I think maybe at the next CitizenCon, what they actually need to do is they need to go back to roots, go realistic, and kind of show us what they can provide to us within the next 6 months to a year. You know what I mean? That would be ideal, so that we everything they show us we're going to have before the next CitizenCon. Because we had this once before. Do you remember? It was like they showed us something at CitizenCon maybe 2018, which I still don't think we've got. I'm trying to think what it was, because we talked about it just before CitizenCon this year. I can't remember what it is now. It's going to bug me. But that's their thing. They kind of go, look at all this shinies, and then you'll get it in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
Silly.
yeah. They should only show us what's coming up in the next 6 months. But then, on the other hand, they want this event to be as big and bold as they can get it. And if they just end up sitting some guy down and playing the PU for an hour, it's not going to show us much in the way of what's coming. So I kind of see why they go a bit further afield and show us the bleeding edge of where they are. But it's just a little bit infuriating when we don't actually get this stuff when they say we're going to get it.
Yeah, I think that's their thing. I think, and we've this is the one sort of bugbear that we've had for a very long time, is they need to work on their and we won't use the word promise because they never promise anything. They're very clever like that. But they do need to work on their hype. Basically, they need to be careful with their hype, because what they do is they tend to sort of poke the bear within us. When it comes to a certain feature that we desperately want, and they're going, it's nearly here. Look. And then a year and a half later, it's still not there, and it starts to eat at you. And they need to be careful of that, because they will end up with really resenting backers. Careful with your hype train. Okay, folks, so there you have it. That is all the posts for this week. We hope you liked them. We hope you found them informative or amusing. If you did like them, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen goodness. And don't forget to get into that comment section down below and let us know your thoughts and opinions on these topics. And you will also be entered into our competition. So if you want to win that awesome Avenger Titan Invictus, I almost call it a Renegade, I don't know why. Invictus. Let's go back and say, it is the same.
Pretty much.
So yeah, pretty much. So yeah, if you want to get yourself one of them Renevictus Titans, then all you need to do is comment, and hopefully you'll be picked and you will win and you will be happy, and so will we. Join our Discord, because you should, and we recommend it. And that is it, I think. I'm very hot and I'm very tired, and it's time to play some Star Citizen. So we will see you all again next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.